Yo, welcome in, fellas. Now here is a melee character. I know I don't play him very often, but this one is highly requested and highly talked about while I'm live streaming. So I decided to jump in, give it a few extra tries, and really test it out. And my goodness, was I surprised how insanely powerful the Fury Druid is. Now, as always, we generally jump into the stats page first. So strength, generally you kind of go just enough to wear your gear. And with the gear I have, it actually bumped it up to over 200. You could make an argument to put even more points into here, bumping your damage up even higher, because we do dump all of our remaining points into vitality, but we have 4,000 life before we use battle orders. Yeah, 4,200 before battle orders. So if you did want to forego 100 or 200 of the vitality points here, to be honest, to put up into strength, you could go ahead and do that to get the strength up higher. I decided not to because we're still one or two shotting most of the normal monsters, and this is a magic find variant. If you were going after Ubers or declones, something along those lines, you could go ahead and just get the more damage if you didn't need the vitality, perhaps. However you feel like you wanted to set that up. Now the resistances, once again, this is after normal monsters and on players 8 difficulty. The resistance being low is kind of fine because you leech back so much life. Yeah, if you're going to an area with souls, you're going to want to have the lightning res higher, or perhaps the fire also, depending on what areas. But really marching into players 8 on almost any location in the normal game, you're going to be fine. Yeah, Uber Mephisto, get the lightning res up and get T-Gods on there. But for what we're rocking and what I like to do out there, magic finding and farming, this is perfectly fine. Taking a look at the skill tree in general, I just forego the elemental skills here. We use our points in other areas, of course. A lot of them are going to be over here on the shape-shifting skill tree. So we max out both of Werewolf here, 20 hard points, Lycanthropy, 20 hard points. We actually got 20 hard points in the Feral Rage, so we kind of use that as a buff up, and we use it semi-regularly. It only lasts for 20 seconds, so you got to keep tabs on that. We kind of use that, and then go ahead and use Fury, which is also maxed out, 20 hard points right here. So you'll use this a little bit, you'll get the red ball spinning around you, and Fury away. And also over here in this, you could forego depending on what you choose to use for the helmet, but we decided to put 1 point into Werebear and into Maul, which you'll see why in just a minute. But even just here with the Maul for 20 seconds, you get a similar boost as you do from the Feral Rage, but it's attack rating and attack speed along with some damage. So and once you take a look at the helmet, you'll understand why we have these ones over here that we can use if we would like to. Now over on the summonings, where the rest of our points are going, so we kind of just go 1 1 1 1 into all of Oak Sage, Ravens, Spirit Wolf, and Dire Wolf to get down to Summon Grizzly. It's a nice little tank right here. It's got quite a bit of life, generally stays alive most of the time, but really we used all of our remaining points and eventually do almost cap out here. We're at 18 hard points. Part of the Wolverine, attack rating and damage for me and my summons, my party right here. So that gets you a bunch more damage, and this one isn't a 99 character or anything. Once you're at the super high level and you're maxed out, you can put some extra points over here into Dire Wolf. Dire Wolf is a synergy for the Summon Grizzly, which actually gives it more life, making it a tank and surviving even more. Now the part that everyone always thinks is the most interesting, let's jump into the gear I'm using over here. So I decided to go with a very interesting one. You wouldn't generally see this on most other characters. We have a Breath of the Dying Archon Staff. Now the reason I went with this particular base is it has a very high minimum damage, so there is a kind of a smaller range. It's a more consistent amount of damage. Feel free to use whatever base you want. If you want to use an Ethereal Warpike, if you want to use a Ethereal Zerkerax, and you could even, I don't know, throw a shield on over here too, whatever you kind of want to do. Ethereal Colossus Blade, whatever you want to use for a base, you choose whatever you want, personal preference. I went with this one, kind of interesting. I think it looks pretty cool. Up on the helmet, and this is going to make more sense why we had Maul with the Werebear, we have Metamorphosis. So if you want to go ahead and use kind of like the pre-buff of the Mark of the Bear as well, along with you automatically are going to get Mark of the Wolf, of course, you can go ahead and do that. Generally, I'm too lazy, but I thought this was a cool use, and a rune word generally I didn't use, so I decided to go ahead and use it. If you want to give you more Magic Find on this Magic Find variant, go ahead and throw a Shaco on. You could go ahead and go with Jalal's Mane or a few other options as well. But looking down, what also will help you out, of course, you've got the Cannot Be Frozen from the Cham rune that is in the rune word. You get all res, strength, vitality, you get some crushing blow, 5 2 shape-shifting skills is what we're rocking. Jumping down to the armor, I decided to go with Enigma. That way you can, do things like teleport into the Chaos Sanctuary. Maybe if you are out running Ubers, you can kind of teleport out to Izul and stuff and go ahead and take him down and then teleport back. Kind of save you some time. On top of that, even if you're not teleporting, 45% faster run walk, you get a ton of strength, the magic find of almost 100, life after kill, damage reduction. Enigma's just an awesome option right here. Fortitude will get you more damage, of course. I decided to go with Enigma right there. You're already like 1-2 shotting, maybe 3 shotting almost every monster in the entire game on Player's 8 anyways. The standard monsters anyways. Jumping over the gloves, Laying of Hands, incredibly common for melee characters. 350 damage to demons, fire res, increased attack speed. Now the belt, there's usually only a couple options. People either go with String of Ears for a melee character or for Dungo's Hardy Cord. Decide to go with Dungo's Hardy Cord right here instead of String of Ears. Use whichever one you prefer, I suppose. Over here, we've got Gore Riders. Goblin Toes can get you Crushing Blow as well. Or, you know, different places, you get boots making up resistances here if you'd want to or whatever. But getting the damage from 15% Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike and 10% chance to open wounds, along with some extra run walk as well, I think that's a great choice right here. Now, taking a look, Amulets and Rings. We got High Lords, of course, super common on pretty much every single melee character with the skill, increased attack speed, Deadly Strike. You get some lightning res there as well. Down on the rings, I decided to go with the BK ring here for a skill and some life leech. You do get a little extra life right there as well. And over on the ring, I have a pretty dang good dual leech ring right here. So we get some mana and life leech, life, and of course some all res. On swap, pretty much every single character in the game, we got Call to Arms and a spirit right there with a couple of skills to go ahead and boost it up. And then down in the inventory, we've got shape-shifting skills right here. These are just plain. You can get them with life, hit recovery, walk, run, whatever, some resistances. Obviously get ones if you can get your hands on them that have extra stats on them as well. Right here, we've got a Geed's Grand Charm, and we have all 7 Magic Find Small Charms right here. And then we have an Annie and a Torch for the Druid, of course. And taking a look at the Mercenary, of course, we went with the Might Act 2 Mercenary. There's going to be other options you can use as well, but this is the one I decided to go with. And here we have a Reaper's Toll with a Shale Rune in it. Feel free, you can go ahead and get an ethereal one if you're rich like that. Personally, I've never even found an ethereal Reaper's Toll before, so I just went with the standard one right here. Here's an Andariel's Visage up here. Also, if you can get it ethereal for your mercenary, go ahead and do that. Another one I've never found ethereal. And we have a Fortitude right here. A kind of standard setup for melee characters that don't really worry about their mana regeneration. Now, I bet you're ready to see how much this build slaps. Let's go ahead and jump out in the wild and start smacking down some demons. Now, a super common area to test it is out here at Eldritch and Shank, and just to go ahead and show you it indeed is Player's 8 difficulty. So once again, you could go ahead and go into the bear form, hit a few monsters like this, and then come over into the werewolf form if you wanted to use both the Mark of the Bear and the Mark of the Wolf. I just am too lazy to do that, to be honest, so I just swing up a few times here, get the red ball swinging. I hit the wrong button, a little skill issue right there, but then just start slapping, and you leech so much life. It is absolutely crazy. So even though you're taking damage, your life almost doesn't drop because you just keep swinging, and chopping everything down. So these Blunderborn right here, they got quite large health pools. They're hitting me with their crushing blow, but chop those guys right down. Eldritch down. Let's go ahead and chop out Shank's group. Let's go ahead and hit them with some Feral Rage right there to get the walk run faster. Now let's get slapping away. Chop. Look at the monsters go down. Let's just go ahead and get after Shank now. There he is. Start swinging, buddy. Little skill issue on my part right there. But yeah, you see in only a few hits, chops him right out. And that's Player's 8 difficulty. Another super common place to run this, Eldritch and Shank. So we'll go ahead and teleport out here a little bit, make it a little bit faster. Transform, start slapping with Feral Rage a little bit. Switch over to Fury and start swinging even faster. And remember, this is Player's 8 difficulty. Hit. Nope, thought he was Stone Skin for a second. That can slow you down quite a bit if they are, but there you go. Chop. Here's a Stone Skin, but even with that, look how fast he's getting chopped down. There's another Stone Skin, still chopped down. That's Player's 8 Trav wrecked that quickly. Another incredibly common place. Let's go ahead and hit the Chaos Sanctuary. Once again, just reminding, Player's 8 difficulty. We'll utilize the teleport to get into the Chaos Sanctuary. Get our werewolf up and running, get our Feral Rage hits in, and then start furying away. Chop those guys down super quick there. Swing at these. And you see it only takes a few hits per monster. Make sure it keeps attacking. That's one thing I maybe struggle with ever so slightly. It might be something, maybe a symptom of using Quick Cast, but he'll just stop swinging and I don't really realize exactly why, and I don't realize that he did stop swinging. That gives me a little bit of an issue, but wow, that champion got chopped out so fast. So you can see, is it a fully decked out Nova Sorceress? Maybe not. Fully decked out Hammerden? Maybe not. But Super Tank does really kill quite quick. It's different. It's fun. It's a melee character, fellas. Let's go ahead and just jump to the seal bosses and then to Diablo himself. Now here we go, Grand Vizier. Chop, chop, chop. Down he goes. You can go ahead and move on to the next boss or clear out the rest of the monsters, whichever one you prefer. Maybe Lord Desace will give us more of a problem. Alright, let's see how this pack goes. Any better? Any worse? Well, so far Desace can be a dangerous group. Whole group's chopped down already. And Lord Desace chopped out as well. Alright, now the big dog over here, Infector. How is this one gonna go? And you see, I am taking a little bit of damage, but you leech so much life back. My goodness. Unfortunately, he's Stone Skin, immune to physical. Gonna be a little bit of a slog here without rocking a Sunder Charm. You did notice I wasn't using a Sunder Charm because it's only an incredibly rare time when you do come across a monster that usually is immune to physical in any of these areas. If you do, you can go ahead and take them out. It does take an extra few seconds, as you can see right here. Down to about a quarter health. Keep swinging away. Bear's actually knocking him back, stunning him, and he's down. Now, let's go after this player's 8 difficulty, Diablo. And actually for Diablo, why not? We'll get our marker, the bear, up first. Swing, swing, swing. And then go ahead and switch over to our werewolf and get our mark of the werewolf along with our feral rage up. And look at the swing speed. There we go now. Chop, chop, down to about half life now. Keep swinging away, about a quarter. And there we go. Diablo's out. That's player's 8 difficulty, remember that. Maybe I've been saying that a few too many times, but maybe one more time. That's player's 8 difficulty. Now here's another test that people really love. How does it work against that declone? Now we will head out to my favorite spot here, out at Fire Eyes. But for this particular one, we do put it down to player's 1 difficulty. There is no purpose to doing declone on player's 8 difficulty, except, I don't know, I guess just to show off. We'll go ahead and speed it up. Actually, we don't even need to. Let's just go straight at it with the wolf. We won't even get the mark of the bear. We will go ahead and take a few of these feral rage shots first, and then go ahead and use our fury. He's 3/4 life. He's down to half life. We're still swinging away. Down goes our bear, under a quarter, and he's gone. That's how fast declone can go with this, and this is with the exact same Magic Find setup. I actually forgot to move that one Magic Find charm over here, but that is literally the same Magic Find setup right there. Magic Find small charms. Now, just for funsies, what did it roll? 17, 10, 5. Oof, not that great. Now this build can absolutely run Ubers too. Just swapping a few gear pieces around would be necessary though. Throw on some Drax on the gloves to get life tap, or get yourself a life tap wand, of course. Throwing on a T-Gods when you're going after Mephisto, and getting that resistances up with either grand charms or small charms down there in the inventory, or perhaps swapping around a few other pieces of gear. But this build can absolutely slap down Ubers too, just with a few of those gear swaps around. So let me know down in the comments any of the gear choices that you like to do differently, and let me know if you absolutely love the Fury Druid. Hey, if you like that video, check this one out right up over here too. I know you're gonna like it. Peace out, fellas, and keep slaying.